Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Tops Trending Podcast.
We're so excited that you're here, and thank you for all the love and support from episode 1.
In case you missed episode 1, make sure you're following us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Also check out YouTube at WKU Sports and also the WKU Sports website on Fan Club. Also, additionally, make sure you're following us on Instagram at Tops_Trending Podcast so you can never miss a beat and be tuned into what we're doing.
Go check out that Instagram to see all the behind-the-scenes content from our sports swap last week. Now to kick into our guest star of the podcast, we are having a pitcher from Nolensville, Tennessee, who loves Jesus and loves the word. She cannot eat red meat because a tick ruined it for her when she was younger. We're so excited to introduce Rylan Smith from WKU Softball.
Okay, Rylan, so what type of kid were you growing up?
When I was growing up, I was a very active child. My parents put me in like every sport imaginable, but softball was the one I stuck with. But I was very active, played with my friends all the time outside, cold sack. So, I hate playing a sport for almost half my life is what I was meant to do since I was little.
How was softball growing up during your high school years, your grade school years, what that looked like?
Like I said, I've always really loved softball. Like it was the only sport I actually didn't complain about when I was little about going to, and so I got to start playing travel at a really young age. It was like 8U. I was coached, my younger teams, I was coached by my dad and some of his friends, so I've met some of the best people in my life and people I'm closest with through softball. And I've been playing competitive since I was 8 years old. I've gotten to travel lots of places because of it and meet lots of great people. So.
What's your most favorite place that you've been to for a softball tournament?
Before I got to college, it was probably California. We had a tournament in Huntington Beach, and I got to go there almost every summer. We get to go to Disneyland, stuff like that, so that was really fun. But college-wise, I would say, Miami was fun when we got to go to FIU. This is a hot take, but I went to Las Cruces for the conference tournament, and my trainer took us on a hike, and that was actually fun. But Las Cruces itself, maybe not.
So how was the high school process for you, the recruiting process on that?
So high school was actually one of the most fun times of my life when it comes to playing softball. So I played travel and high school. Most for softball, recruiting is done in travel, so that aspect was almost a little more serious and a little more showcase travel, we had email coaches, and that was where the recruiting really happened. And even when it was most of the time it was really stressful. I can't say I loved the recruiting process, but high school I loved it because it was it was just for fun. We took things seriously, but I got to play with my best friends who I saw every single day. We were actually pretty good. We made it to state and stuff. So I really loved high school ball, and it's a big part of who I am.
Out of the brace, tell us a little bit about the injury process and what is the comeback story going to look like?
Okay, so I did just get out of my brace only for walking on flat surfaces, so we're getting there. But I tore my patellar tendon. I don't know when exactly, but probably sometime in March is my guess. I started to be in a lot of pain, and it was it looked like I was going to battle every time I had to go play a game without my brace and wrap. In May, we got an MRI, came back, it was a partial tear, almost 40 to 50%, and I had to choose whether I wanted to try rehabbing it, which I tried for a year and it wasn't really working, or go ahead and get surgery, get it fixed. And I chose to get the surgery because I have 2 more years of college left, and I didn't want to risk tearing it more or possibly any worse. So I got my surgery in June. I am almost 3.5 months post-op. The injury process, it's been kind of hard for me. I think the summer was a little easier coming back and seeing everyone practice. It kind of actually resonates that I am actually injured. I'm having a little bit of issues with my range of motion right now, so I'm actually in PT twice a day, 5 days a week to try to get that range of motion back. But it's good for me. I've like said this multiple times, but I like going to PT because I feel like I'm getting better, like I'm doing something that's better to myself. Like I like practice, but I can only do so much. So PT, I really feel like I'm getting a lot out of it, and I have a very, very good support staff. Like my coaches are always asking me how I'm doing, if I'm okay, and so my trainer, everyone, it's like every single trainer has been like helping me try to get my knees. So, but yeah, it's progressing. In about a month, I should hopefully have my full range of motion, and I should be starting to get into physical activity. But it's definitely a process, and I'll probably start pitching again hopefully in November. So I should be plenty fine back for season. But I mean, yeah.
So are you expected full recovery by the time season starts?
Yes, it's a 5-month recovery total to like be clear. But just gotta get that range of motion back. So. Thanks.
But moving on to a maybe lighter subject, game day, maybe some game day routines that you have, or your pregame hype song that you like to do.
Yeah, I mean, me and my roommates, we like to get a fun drink for every single game. So like I'm most likely walking in with like a 7 Brew or like a nutrition drink or something like that. But I'm very big in my faith, so a lot of my walkout songs and like hype songs have been Christian songs, and I really like Greater by Mercy Me. My tattoo is inspired by that song, and I like Brother too as well. It kind of varies. So, and Nobody by Casting Crowns. So
Nice. All great songs. Great songs. I remember Greater. I used to hear that song in middle school. Yeah, it's a great song. But
You're not only a student athlete, but you are an intern full-time this semester. What does that look like, and who are you with?
yeah, so I'm interning at WKY News 40. I am really into sports broadcasting. So I work with Cole Scott and Samantha Money. They're sports reporters there. I'm currently in a 240-hour internship that I'm doing right now, and I get to do lots of things. For the first month or so, it was mostly shadowing, but recently I've gotten to do a lot of filming on my own. We go out and do this thing called Football Frenzy. I get to film it, edit it, write scripts and stuff like that. So I've really learned a lot from just getting to watch people like that actually do their jobs, and they're very lenient with me when I mess something up or something. So it's nice being in an environment like that, and it's obviously something I'm really interested in.
So what would be your career goal, and what would be your dream job at the end of the day?
So my absolute dream job would probably be sideline reporting. I think that's really cool. But I mean, overall, my goals would be to stay in sports. I would love to work for somewhere in NCAA softball, anything that they do, managing their social media and stuff like that, or even SID work. I'm also interested in that too, just because I'm used to traveling all the time. I mean, it's my whole life, so I think getting to do that still, even after I'm done playing, would be really cool.
What are the biggest takeaways from your internship that you're going to transfer over into your job one day?
My biggest takeaways is just honestly the amount of stuff they get done in a short amount of time. Learning how to edit things properly and write scripts is actually harder than I thought it was going to be when it was first introduced. Yeah. And they will knock an edit and a highlight reel and a script out in 10 minutes tops, and I'm sitting there trying to do it. So I think just learning the little shortcuts they use, and how they kind of use their time to get so much done and throw something into a live show that happens after they just filmed it an hour before.
So if you had to use one emoji for the rest of your life, what would it be, and what's the most frequently used one?
It's probably honestly the hard emoji, but sometimes I use it really sarcastically. So if I'm annoyed with something or joking, I'll just add it to the end or send it to one of my friends. It's if I was oh, I've had a horrible day, I'll just add a part to the end of it, send it to one of my roommates. So I use it in lots of different ways, and I use it in a good way too, obviously. But I feel it's very multi-purpose for me, at least.
That's good. And also a frequent heart user. What color do you
Mostly red, but sometimes I throw in the pink as well, so we go back and forth.
Okay, what is your go-to show?
I really like New Girl. It's my background show. Anytime I need noise, falling asleep, anything that show is on. I can not look at it and know what's happening. That and Grey's Anatomy, same thing. I've ran through that show probably 30 times.
Good. That's a good one.
Cool. So now that we know a little bit more about your journey leading up to here at WKU and some more fun facts about you, let's take a deeper look into Ryland's day-to-day life here at WKU.
Hi, so come with me as I video a day in my life. My first stop of the day was to record a newscast for my class. We record this every Friday for a radio station called Revolution 91.7. Next is my first session of PT for the day with my trainer Josh. After that I went to class and we actually had a pretty fun assignment today. We had to pick a topic and mine was Parents Weekend, and we went around with a partner and interviewed people about that topic, and then we turned it into our professor by the end of class. After that I headed to practice, and these next few videos are kind of just what I've done at practice over the past couple of days. Everything is obviously kind of modified for me right now as I am injured. I'm trying to learn the motions of pitching again. We're getting there. It's definitely a process, but this is me doing some Bosu ball work. It helps my core. And then after that, I went and I fed the machine to my roommate, Annie. She hit a line drive back at me and I got really scared. You can kind of see that in that next clip, but I was fine, so it's all good. After that, I went to my second PT session of the day with Nathan. We were doing reverse step-ups. They were kind of hard, but I made it through it. Then I went to my next class, which is basically helping out with the Extra Point broadcast in Studio 2 on campus. After that, I went to my internship at WNKY, and today we did Football Frenzy, so we went out and we filmed high school football, came back, edited it, put it together for their 10 p.m. show on Friday night. Lastly, I did some at-home PT on my CPM machine. This machine basically helps me move my knee back and forth. After that, I ended my day with some team Bible study, and that was pretty much it. Bye!
Okay, now that we know a little bit about you, we're going to trivia you with our Capper Facts section. So our first question is, Amy Tudor has her high school jersey number 9 retired at her high school. Is that a cap or fact?
Fact.
That is a fact.
Joe.
Go check out the website. That's where I found that information.
Cap or fact, WKU was founded in the 1800s.
Wait, cap.
Cap? They were pretty strong when it was wartime.
1906.
Wow.
Let's go. No, I just remember it from like on the shirt.
Oh,
like
yeah.
all the shirts say like ETS 1906. Yeah. So
Very impressive.
You're doing way better than I did last year.
Y'all did not do so well. Alright, cap or fact? WKU has 14 Division I varsity sports.
fact.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
All right, let's see if you can keep this streak alive. Cap or fact? Big Red has been featured on both ESPN and The Ellen Show.
Cap?
No, it's fact.
He was actually a valid choice. Wait. That's crazy.
Okay, last one. Cap or fact? Big Red's famous moves is the worm and push-ups.
The cap.
That is a cap. His stomach is too
I
big.
thought that's what he was his stomach too big.
His famous moves are the belly slide and the belly dance.
Yes, the one where he moves back and
Yep.
forth.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you
Oh,
go.
yeah. And that's all we have time for the Cap or Fact. We want to thank Ryland for being on this show. It was lovely to hear her story and all the insights of her day-to-day. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Now it's time to talk about the WKU highlights from this past week. Starting off with football, we won 31-16 against Nevada with notable performances from our guy George Hart, fellow number 9, Lavelle Wright, and Anthony Brackenridge. Next, we have the WKU volleyball team who took down Indiana this past week with a clean sweep. Additionally, we have the women's soccer team who won their season opener against Kennesaw State 2-1. And last but not least, we have the women's golf team who took 10th place last weekend.
Now let's hear from George Hart with our newest segment, Heart to Heart, all things mental health.
Welcome back to Heart to Heart. Today we have a senior on the volleyball team, Callie Bauer. And today we're going to be talking about, just mental health, things of that nature, and just talking about getting to know Callie a little bit. So, Callie, this is your last season. How do you feel with the emotions around that?
I'm excited. I mean, I have all the feels right now. I graduate in December. Last go around, I'm just having fun with my teammates out there right now.
Nah, yeah. With the season going on and stuff, what's been your most exciting part? I know it's still pretty early in the season, but what's the most exciting think so far?
First thing that comes to mind, I mean, we just pulled off a sweep against Indiana. They were undefeated this season.
Yeah.
That was super exciting, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what we can do the rest of the season.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. That is awesome. So I guess like the whole point of this segment is I guess like to get to know about the athletes and their mental health. So like, how do you think your mental health is doing like right now?
I think pretty good. I think WKU does a really good job at providing resources to make sure you stay in a good place. I know we have Top Care and just my teammates. They're just so loving and just care for me. And my coaches, we just kind of all keep each other in check and keep each other in a good space.
Yeah, I love to hear that. But how do you think your mental health has progressed from like your freshman year to your senior year? You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, George. Freshman to senior me, I think it's just two different people. I've grown so much. Confidence and just mental health has been a huge focus for me over the last 4 years, and I'm proud of where I've come, and just two different people for sure.
Yeah, well, love to hear the growth, love to hear the progress from freshman to now. Thank y'all for tuning in. That's been another second time on the Heart to Heart. Hope y'all tune in next week. So yeah.
It was so great to hear Callie Bauer's story on the volleyball team here. Now, keeping on the same topic of mental health, let's hear from our Director of Top Care, Scott York.
Hi, I'm Dr. Scott York, Director of Top Care, here to give a breakdown of the services that we provide our student athletes here at WKU. Top Care provides individual therapy services related to anxiety, depression, eating disorders, ADHD, learning disability, anything general mental health related. We also provide individual assessment for learning disability and ADHD, provide group and team workshops for team performance, communication, goal setting. In addition, we also provide services for suicidality, risk assessment, and crisis intervention. Our services are free, and our services are confidential. If you wish to make an appointment with me, you may reach me at my cell, 270-293-8895. You may email me at scott.york@wku.edu. My office is located in Smith Stadium East, room 2035, directly above the study hall area. We look forward to seeing you soon. Go Tops.
Scott York is available for all student athletes. If you ever need him, make sure you look at the Top Care website. Now, let's kick it to Sports Swap.
This is golf. Trying out basketball. This is how you dunk the ball, all right? You're going to start with a cone, swing, dribble.
Between the legs?
now it's time for Upcoming on the Hill.
This week, we don't have a lot on the hill, but WKU volleyball hosts Jacksonville State tonight at 6 and also play tomorrow at 1. Alongside, WKU soccer hosts MTSU for their second conference game at 6 on Saturday the 27th. And that's it for Upcoming on the Hill. And that is a wrap for episode number 2 of the Top Trending Podcast. We are so excited that you're here, and we can't wait to see you next time.
Make sure you're following us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course, YouTube.
And of course, Instagram always to see all the behind the scenes content. But until next time, and as always, go Top.